Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another video. This is a continuation of a video that I did back in January, and that link will be popping up there in the corner of the screen. But I am back up here in the Redding area on Neversink Mountain, and I am going to be looking for remains of two more hotels here today. One of them I actually found and didn't realize it when I was here probably, just about 3 years ago when I first started doing videos for YouTube, and then that video will be popping up there in the corner of the screen as well. But I'm going to search for the Highland House Hotel today and the Neversink Hotel remnants today, and also try and look for a funicular that was here, or an incline that took people from the city of Redding up to the top of the mountain to Highland House. So we're also going to be searching for the remains of the railroad that ran through the area up here as well. So I am not alone, because this is another big hike and everything. I always like to bring somebody with me when I'm doing these things, so you can take a guess who that person is.
This guy again.
Yep, I brought him back up here because he was with me a month ago when we were here, so I figured I'd bring him back up here so he can continue his video whenever he decides to upload it.
Oh, thanks. That was so sweet of you.
You may see the video come 2027 or something like that, but
No, I've scheduled it for 2029.
2029, okay. So some of the stuff is going to be that you already saw if you saw the video from 3 years ago, and then some of it is going to be new and everything. But I do want to show him the witch's hat that is up here, and that was featured in the video 3 years ago. That little pavilion that was built up here in memory of a person that had ties or something to the hotel up here and everything. So let's get started and start hiking around here and see if we can find the remains. All right, so RJ's going to go over there and explore that quarry a little bit. That there was featured in my first video, so I am not going to walk over there, but he spotted this right after we got out of the vehicle here, and I missed this my first time I was here. But right here is a foundation to something. Not quite sure what it would have been, but then I started looking at the terrain of the land right there, the way it's level, and walked down on the road here a little bit more, and I discovered that the railroad bed for the electric railroad and gravity railroad is right there. So that is the hiking trail that we're going to be venturing out at some point to go out to Highland House and look for the remains of that hotel out there and the incline out there. But turning around here again, you can see right about there is where the railroad bed goes out through the woods there and curves around and starts heading up the mountain towards the witch's hat, which is where it turned up there and dropped people off at the hotel that was up there. So we're not going to go up this trail that's here. We're actually going to walk up the road here a little bit and come in from the bottom end of the witch's hat. In my last first video I did here, I actually walked up this access road, which is how you get up to the transmitter site for Y102, and where their transmitter site is located is where Neversink Mountain Hotel used to be at one time. Okay, so this is one of the lookouts up here, and I showed this before in the my first video, but this is a look of downtown Redding, and we'll zoom in here and I'll show you some points of interest if the camera cooperates zooming in. So right about there where my finger is, that is the Redding Courthouse and the County Services Center building. Just over to there is Route 222 going northbound past Broadcasting Square. Right over in this area here is the Redding Railroad shops. And then of course there's the pagoda over there on Mount Penn Mountain. Reading Regional Airport is right there, and then the mountains that you see way in the background, that is the Blue Mountains where the Appalachian Trail is, and that's looking up towards Schuylkill Haven, Tremont, Minersville, up that way. And then over to the left here, just through the tree right there, is Reading, used to be West Reading Hospital, but now it's Tower Health Hospital over in West Reading. But if you notice, and I'll insert a clip here from my previous video when I was here, you can see the difference between the old tower line and the new ones that you just put up here in December was this project they were working on. So to figure out how many volts are in this line that's running through here, each line there that has an insulator on it, so each insulator is for 5,000 volts. There's 5 of them on a line there. So that is 25,000 volts, times that by 3 lines. That is a 75,000 volt line, or 7,500 kilovolt line running through here. And then way off in the distance here, and I will zoom in as best I can, but you probably can't make it out that well. But right about there, if you can see it in the distance, is the Long Lines Tower that is outside of Topton, actually between Topton and where I live. And I did get a picture with my phone, and I can put it in here and show you. It's amazing that we can see that tower from all the way over here in Reading. So there's definitely some nice views to take in from up here. But at some point, I want to try and get over to the pagoda when it's open, because it's very limited right now when it's open, and get up to the observation platform that's up there and really give you some views from up there, because it is truly amazing. The views you see from there, just the city, more of the city, West Reading, Shillington, all the way west, and then down towards Pottstown and Royersford and stuff. You can see the Limerick cooling towers from up here. It is just a great view from up there. Maps. I'm not sure if it was covered in my first one, so there you can see this is the railroad bed for the electric railroad or gravity railroad that came through, wrapped around the Witch's Hat here, and continued on and went straight out.
That I showed you from up inside there.
Went straight out through there, which we'll be venturing out that way to get to where the hotel is. So this was on the Witch's Hat here was on the western end of the hotel. So we got to check out this whole area up in here, up to the transmitter site, to see if there's any foundations or anything left of the hotel. And it looks like somebody was having fun with paint guns in here. There's a hole in the roof there now that wasn't here before. And yeah, there was graffiti here when I was here the last time, but this is going to need some work done to it if they intend on preserving this, which I hope they do, because this is pretty neat. We came up from the Witch's Hat, walking up towards the transmitter site, and we are in search of the hotel remains now, or if there is anything. But there is the rail bed down there, and then right through here I found this cutout right here that was either for a road or part of the railroad. I'm not quite sure, but it definitely comes and pretty much stops right here, because on the other side of the path that's there, it just drops off quickly. So maybe this was some kind of a access road or something when the hotel was here. But definitely signs of something there. On a level area here, because there would be a corner. Looks like over here there's a corner, but right about in there, going across here is a bigger area where it looks like there's corners to stuff. So investigate a little bit further and maybe I will get lucky. Definitely might be on to something here, because this is all like raised right here, and then this would go across and over through there. So I got to walk around here a little bit more. This is very thick in here, and see if I can find anything that would give me any clues as to a hotel being here. But this is interesting right here. That's a brick. That's a brick. There's bricks laying right here. So we quite possibly could be on to something here. So I'm going to try doing this again and holding my mic up here to the guide wire so you can hear the wind going through the wires because of all the tension that's on here. We did it with RJ's footage and it turned out, so we're going to try it with mine here and hopefully it'll work. Okay, so I just played the footage back here, and you can probably hear it in there. As I was talking, I was actually picking up the radio station too. It's weird how that stuff works and everything, because again, up at the top there, the antennas that are on the top, that's 13,000 watts coming out of there. So we are definitely in a high RF area, or radio frequency area. But I was just wild that while I was there doing that, getting it close to the guide wires, that you could pick up part of the radio station. So it's truly amazing, the wonders and the physics of radio waves. So we're walking around here and we're finding pieces of plates here. There's plates there. There's a bottle over there that's still intact. But I'm not finding any foundations or anything, and RJ's looking to see if there's any markings on the plates.
It doesn't look that old.
So this could be something somebody dumped here, because there's more plates down there. There's a piece of wood here for something too, as well as electrical wire. I'm not quite sure what that would have been used for there. But down there, I believe, is part of the railroad bed again, from the looks of it. But it doesn't look like this is where a foundation would have been for a hotel. So I got to walk over in this area here a little bit more where it's level and see if there's anything there, because I'll insert an old photograph here from back in the maybe the 30s or 40s that I found, and you can see the area that's cleared out here and see where the hotel possibly was. RJ picked up a bottle that was laying on the ground, and if you can read it there, it says Reading, PA on it, with some markings on the bottom there, which looks like F&S. So I'm not quite sure what F&S was and related to bottling up here in Reading. There was a bottling plant, I believe, somewhere on the mountain here, but I don't know exactly where, and I don't know what the name of that was. And also you had the Reading Brewery up here, which made Reading premium beer, but the the beer bottles were darker in color than this, so not quite sure. If I find more information, it'll be at the bottom of the screen there. All right, so RJ found another bottle here, and this one has the readings on it, J.H. Fett and Sons, Reading, PA. So that is definitely an old bottle there too. And he found some plates down there. Looks like he found a fully intact bowl down there. So we'll keep looking here and see if we find any more junk up here.
It has an F on it. It's probably a piece of that.
It could be. There's the bowl that he found too, which was from New Jersey.
Greenwood, Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah, Trenton, New Jersey.
Greenwood something. There's something else there. Hard to make out.
That piece right there, which RJ found it, and he can claim it if he wants to.
I'm taking it.
So that is from, what did you say?
That's Greenwood China out of Trenton, New Jersey, which was in operation from 1890 to 1929.
That would be around, that
And
would
then
be the hotel era.
Hotel China.
Yep. Wow. That is awesome.
Greenwood China Company, Hotel China and tableware.
If it comes up there. Wow. So that
And
there's
bottle. There's one on eBay right now. It's
so you found the
from
bottle?
1800s, yeah, 1800s J.H. Fett and Son, Reading, Pennsylvania soda bottle.
Wow. So that soda bottle there is from the 1800s, and that there very well is from the 1800s, early 1900s.
And that's what it would look like intact.
Yeah,
That's
there's the bottle. Very cool. Yeah, definitely evidence of the hotel here, as we're finding pieces of bottles. That right there looks like the top to this bottle here, which could be a medicine bottle of something maybe, or maybe a whiskey bottle. RJ's digging around there and seeing what we can find.
I don't know if this was a bottle or bottom of a drinking glass.
Yeah, that could be a glass. Bottom of a glass of some sort. He's got another bottom of a bottle there, but no markings on it. That almost looks like another medicine bottle or maybe a whiskey bottle. What was this one here?
A coffee cup.
Was there anything on this?
No, just numbered. But it looks old.
That's an old bottle there.
There's half of a teacup.
So I am going to take this bottle with me, and he's got part of a, looks like a teacup there,
Coffee cup.
but I'll take this bottle with me. I'll take it home and clean it up a little bit, see if there's anything else on it. It looks like there is stuff, looks like there is writing in the bottom of it there. So that'll be going home with me. This is Something and Company. I can't make out the whole thing on there, but I don't know if it's turning out on the video here or not. But that is so cool. There's another piece of a bottle that RJ found with some writing on the side of it. All right. So right here, I'm finding that, to me, looks like a stone, the remains of a stone wall right through here. And it looks like it continues on out through there into the thick stuff. So we're gonna have to bushwhack some of this and go into that thick stuff out there and see if there's remains there. So RJ was rummaging around, walking around, and found this here. So you don't know if this is a piece of pottery or part of the hotel, but definitely right there where my thumb is, there's decorative on this. It's definitely porcelain, but not quite sure what that could have been from. RJ brought up, we were just reading some information there that he found on it, which I'll have in the video here at some point about the hotel and everything. And we just had a mountain biker come along here, and he did confirm it with us too, that we are standing in the footprint of the hotel. So no remains, but we found where it once stood. All right, so we came down from the parking area, or back down to the parking area, and now we are going to be venturing down this trail here, which I've never been on before. So this is the railroad bed. It's going to take us out around the mountain and out to where Highland House was, and hopefully we'll find remains of that out there, as well as the incline. So we're following the remains of the railroad bed here, and there's another trail coming up from down there, which we're not going to explore, but I just looked off to the left and saw these remains here. So I'm not quite sure what this would have been at one time. This is not where the incline would have been, because the incline was down around 13th Street, and we are not quite there yet. I think we're in the area of maybe 15th Street or 16th, somewhere in there. But this was definitely something. There's another trail going up that way up to the top there. So this is all public land, which means it's fair game. So we, depending on the time and how we find things here, we may venture up to the top there and see what's up there yet. All right, so I did look at my map that I have, which is regrid, that shows all the properties and everything. So we did see on there that those are ruins down there, and then we looked and saw an opening up here and decided to walk up, and this is the quarry. So this is the quarry I was going to be looking for at some point. Just found it sooner than I expected.
So you know we got an audience up top.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. So we're following the bed more and coming down here and going out through there, and you can see where it's curving out there, but we still did not find the incline yet.
Or the pillows.
Or the pillars or whatever.
Pillows. You said bed.
Oh, funny. So.
Never gets my joke.
Yeah. So there's supposed to be a placard down here somewhere, and I checked more maps and everything. We might not be able to find Highland House, but I'll wait to see if my assumption is correct once we get to where the incline was. So we still have a little bit to go yet. So mission accomplished. We were walking out from where I just had that previous segment right back there, and I just happened to look going up the side and saw something a little suspicious, and walked out of here a little bit further, and we are in line with 13th Street, which is right there, the cemetery, and here is the remains of what was the incline going up top there. So the trees aren't even grown in there yet or anything. The only bad news with this is we can hike up to the top there, but then it's going to turn into private property. So Highland House would have been right over in here somewhere, and I believe that's all going to be on private property. So we might venture down the trail here and go down and try and duplicate a shot from from a photo that I found online. Right, so we ventured down the bottom, almost down to 13th Street, which is right there, and here is the cemetery where I did my calculations from and everything. So standing where we are right here, going straight up through there is the incline, and I'll zoom in here as best I can with this camera, but you can see it going straight up the top there. So what I'll do is I will insert a picture from that I found on the internet of when the incline was here and the railroad actually went over top of the incline, and we're almost certain that it was taken in this general area here. So here's a comparison of then and now. All right, so I walked down here and I wanted to get to the other radio tower that is here. So this is Y102's AM station, WRAW. This is their AM tower. And the thing that you can tell if it's an AM tower, if you look right about in the center, right about, if it focuses in, you look at the base of the tower, if you see that black thing that's there, that is the insulator for the tower, preventing it from grounding out and everything. So this whole tower here is energized, and you can see there's no antennas at the top or anything like that. The thing that is sticking up off the top of the tower is a lightning rod, but that whole AM tower there is energized. So it's a quarter wave antenna tuned to the frequency, which is I think 1320 or 1240 or something like that. And you don't want to walk up and touch that tower because you will get severely burnt. But they have a satellite dish down there where they get their, programming comes in. And right about where my finger is there is the, in fact, I'll zoom in. Right there you can see the microwave link from the studio to the transmitter. So we were down this far, and I figured, what the heck, I might as well come down here and get a shot of this tower while we're here, because from here on in we're going to turn around and make our way back to where we parked. All right, so walking back, RJ is doing his live stream from the quarry up there. He wanted to show his viewers that, and I just happened to look down here off the trail there, and I found this foundation here. So it looks like there's concrete there, there's red bricks in there, some kind of opening here, and right here there is something as well. So there's a bolt sticking out of the corner right there. So this is almost in line, well, close to anyway. Right there is those ruins that we found on our way in that had the chutes on them, which was probably something to do with the quarry there, since there's like chutes there and everything. But yeah, I would have missed this one. I don't know if RJ had saw this when he was walking with me or not, but another interesting find. So I didn't film this when we walked in, but there's a culvert right there and another foundation there, and where RJ's walking there is a depression of some kind up there in the ground. So I'm not quite sure if both of these items are related or not, but that's something interesting too, and we have no clue what they are. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for this video here on Neversink Mountain. Covered a lot of grounds today and covered a lot of things that I wanted to look for, and it was a success finding everything. Like I said, it's a little bit of a disappointment with where Highland House was, that's private property up there, but we found where the Neversink Hotel was. We found remnants of the pottery and dishes and everything that was there, part of the hotel, and then finding that incline down there where it was, and actually see the incline yet and everything, minus the track and everything. So all in all, it was a good day. I want to thank RJ for coming along on this. Like I said, a big hike like this around the city is always better with two people. When I was here the first time, I did it by myself and everything, but again, you know, another set of eyes is, you know, better than just mine. So hopefully you found it interesting and everything. If you did like the video, please give it the thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button down there, and you can also ring the bell and be notified when I upload new content to YouTube. And again, RJ is finishing up his live stream. That's why he's not in the outro here with me. So thank you everyone for subscribing, not only on here, but the other social media platforms that I'm on out there as well. Until next time, it's have a ball and do it all. We'll see you soon.